All right, just finished hitting legs and almost passed out going into the sauna, but or coming out of the sauna, but I'm making this video today to kind of just give you guys advice that I need to hear at this current moment because I talk about my past a lot. I talk about, like things that I've gone through beforehand, past tense, but I feel like it could be valuable for me to let you know some stuff that is going on currently because it could help someone. But I've talked about this before, but when it comes to your goals, when it comes to you wanting to actually achieve something, whether that's the physique, whether that's a better mindset, or just becoming a better man overall, there's going to be hurdles. There's going to be, times to where things just are going wrong. There's going to be times to where you're super stressed out. There's going to be times to where you don't want to show up for yourself. There's going to be all these different moments in your journey, whether that's fitness, whether that's business, whether that's a relationship, whether that's just your personal development, there's always going to be these low moments. There's always going to be these storms that come by. And the biggest guy's punch, this dude just did a spinning oh, this guy just did a spinning back kick. Oh my goodness, I'm keeping that in there too. But there's always going to be moments to where you know you feel terrible. There's gonna be moments where you don't want to show up, right? Where people are gonna put you down, where everything in you wants to quit, right? But those moments to where you're about to hit that breaking point, those moments to where you're about to just be like, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm not doing this anymore. I can't handle this anymore. I've been trying and trying and trying, and everything in you is just telling you, just give up, right? When it makes the most sense to give up and outside looking in, that's what you want to do, or even inside looking out, that's what you want to do, or both ways. Like this guy has been doing this, doing that, and this has been going wrong, that's been going wrong. It makes sense for this guy to give up, but you need to understand the moments when it makes the most sense for you to just call it quits, the moments to where it makes the most sense for you to just be like, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm tired of this. I can't take any more losses. I can't take any more hardship or anything, man. Those are the moments that matter the most, and those are the moments where you need to fight the hardest. Those are the moments where you need to show up even more. Because I'm telling you guys from experience, in different areas, like this is applicable to anything. When you're able to push through those moments to where everything in you was telling you to stop, everyone around you was telling you to quit, no matter what it is, bro, you keep showing up, showing up, showing up. Something's not working. Something goes wrong. You get injured. This happens. That happens. Those are the moments to where you just gotta stand up and be like, you know what? Things are going terrible right now. Things are not going the way that I want right now. You know, I went to the gym. This was off. I went to the gym. Oh, I got injured. Right? Those are the moments where you need to keep pushing because as long as you keep showing up, something's gonna click. Some sort of breakthrough is gonna happen, and that's inevitable in anything, right? Like if you go to the gym and have an off day in the gym or have an off week or have even an off month to where you don't make as much progress as you want or you don't do as much as you told yourself you would do, whatever it is, right? You get injured, this happens, that happens. If you give up, it's done, it's wraps, it's quits, right? And all of the stuff that you did upwards to that point doesn't matter anymore because you just tapped out, right? All of that hard work, all of the days to where you were showing up for yourself consistently, all of the days that you didn't give up, all of the times where you wanted to quit and you kept pushing. If you tap out now, you put all that hardship to waste. You put all that suffering to waste, right? You have to make your suffering worth it. You have to make the hardships worth it. And if you tap out, that means you just completely invalidate everything that you were doing before. And I want you guys to really think about it in this context because a couple of years ago, I was about, I don't even know, I'd say 120 pounds, 125 pounds, something like that, right? If that, right? I go to the gym. This is after I got sick. I lost some more weight. I go to the gym. I put a plate on the bar, and beforehand, I was able to rep it out for about, I don't know, maybe 5, 4. And I go to the gym after I was sick, and I get on the bench, and barely able to get it for two. Barely able to get it for two. And mind you, I was working so hard to get stronger on my bench. I was working so hard to push more weight. And, this thing came up and it kind of took me away from that. And I lost progress, right? And I get it for two. I barely get it. I'm telling you, like, I really had to grind this thing out. And obviously, I was upset. Obviously, I was like, man, I've been putting in all this work. I've been trying so hard, and this is the result that I get, right? Now, in that moment, I could have did one of two things. I could have been like, you know what? This gym stuff's not for me. I've been working this hard. I've been doing this. I've been doing that. And I'm only able to get 135 for two, right? This is ridiculous. So I could have just been like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm never doing this again. But I didn't do that. But if I didn't choose to show up for myself, that would have been it, right? I would have still been, 120, 115 pounds. And, I put in all that work in the gym just to give up. And then I would have been in the same spot that I was in when I started, right? So that meant I wasted all that effort. But because I chose to be like, you know what? This is going wrong right now. You know what? This is not going the best. But I'm going to show up and keep trying anyway. I'm going to show up and keep inputting anyway. I'm going to show up and keep trying to make progress regardless of what's happening now, right? And because of that, I'm able to do so much more. Like, obviously, my physique, my strength, everything came up because I chose not to give up at that moment to where it made sense to, right? Because if you work towards building a physique, building your strength, and outside looking in, somebody sees, oh, you've been trying this, you've been trying that, and you show up to the gym and you're not even able to do what you were able to do a couple months ago or a month ago, it makes sense for you to be like, man, I'm done. Like, I've been trying, I haven't been making progress. It makes sense to stop. But in any aspect, in any context, man, if you are trying to show up for yourself in your self-development and you've been falling short, or your mindset has been lacking, you've been negative X, Y, and Z, and obviously all of this is going to compound and stack up and make things worse if you allow it to. But I'm telling you this right now, I want you guys to take this away from this video. The moments to where you feel like you're going to break, if you're able to push through those moments, I'm telling you right now, that's when breakthrough is going to happen, right? And I've said this in another video before. It's like pulling a slingshot back. The more hardships, the more hurdles, the more things that you have to deal with, you're pulling it back and back and back more and more and more. And the farther back it goes, the more that you endure, the more you suffer, the more that you have to overcome, is the more potential that rock and that slingshot has to fly, right? And there's a quote from this guy that I used to watch all the time. I'm not sure where he got it from, but his name's John Mark. And he always says something along the lines of, the depths of your struggles are going to determine the heights of your success, right? And this is applicable to anything. If you are able to get up and go after it over and over and over, get punched in the face, get knocked down, not make the type of progress that you want. If you're able to do that consistently, no matter how hard it is, no matter what you do, as long as you keep showing up, as long as you keep trying, genuinely trying, something is going to work. And then when that breakthrough happens, you're going to see that your suffering was actually worth something. But the last thing that you want to do is put in all this work, put in all this effort, listen to all these outside voices tell you this, tell you that, and you endure that for a while, but then you tap out, meaning that you did all of that for no reason. You want all this suffering to contribute to some sort of growth. And if you allow yourself to give up, then like I said, you're going to have to deal with that, one, and then you're going to look in the mirror and be disappointed because you knew your potential. You knew you could achieve this. You knew you could do that. But you allowed the hardships to break you. And now you have to deal with the forever regret of you giving up. Now you have to deal with the forever regret of you deciding, man, this is too hard for me. And that's going to be worse than any sort of hardship, any sort of pain that you're dealing with in this current moment, because the pain that you're dealing with now is temporary, right? The regret that you're going to feel if you give up, that's going to live with you forever, man. And I just want to leave you guys with that. And I hope you guys are able to actually, benefit from this video in some way, shape, or form, and actually apply this to yourself and understand, man, if it's hard, good. If you feel like you're about to quit, feel like you want to quit, keep going. Because eventually, the sun's going to come out. Even when it was rainy, even when it was cloudy, right? So um, leave you guys with that, man. I love you guys. Jesus loves you too. And, if you want to work with me one-on-one, click the link in this description or in my comments, or shoot me a text on Instagram, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.